All right, all right. Welcome to the Will to Will podcast. I'm Akeem with my co-host.
I'm Ali, guys.
Sweet. So, Imola, what do you think? What are your previews?
Well, it's the GP that a lot of teams were supposedly bringing in new packages, new upgrades coming in. I know Mercedes have reported that they are bringing in some serious upgrades. A new floor
Ooh.
is coming in. I think it was like a rare air intake and a diffuser. My question to you is, do you think that is going to make them competitors for race wins and potentially, if it's that good, to challenge for the constructors?
I wouldn't say constructors. However, Mercedes have been having some like cooling issues or whatever. So I believe, especially the air intake and everything, once they get that sorted, they'll be up there. Especially the fact that they've been like doing quite well, like top 5 with George. George's been doing really well with Mercedes this year. Antonelli, even though he's a rookie, he's been very comfortable with the car from what I'm seeing compared to like a Lawson, for example, in the Red Bull. You can see where the comparison actually favors Mercedes in the development of the car as well.
I hope. It's just hopium at this point. I just hope that Mercedes do find some success with these upgrades and they can give it to the McLarens a little bit. I'd like to.
He's just on the McLaren
I like to
side.
see. I think we have to be. I'm not on McLaren support. Are you a McLaren support? I don't think so. No, you're not. I know you support Ferrari. So it's good if Mercedes can find a way, then hopefully other teams can find a way. But we don't know if they have. Let's see Sunday if they can convert some of these upgrades into a race win.
Yeah. However, I would say one thing about Mercedes, even back in their W13 days, I realized with their development, they can do good in like the car development throughout a season. They know how to take a car from 1 to, you know what I'm saying, and then at the end of the season go, hey guys, let's just change everything. They're very funny with it, but they have glimpses. They have a lot of glimpses where they just show a lot of like strong hope.
But this year they didn't do that. They took last year's car and they ran with it.
And it worked out so much better for them.
Yep.
So much better. Because this is the first year
The consistent.
since its regulations, this is the first year that they actually kept the same concept and run with it. And I think what's happening now is that we can see that when they make upgrades now, they're going to see a lot better results now, because now they actually have a foundation that they understand, they know how to work with. All they have to do is just keep improving on what they have done already. And I think they can build really well this year.
I hope. I really do. I really do. I need something, man.
Careful what you wish for.
True, we could see a George competing for the championship, but hey, I'll take it.
Wow.
Yeah, I actually don't mind George.
Oh, interesting.
He definitely is quite the character, but I don't mind him. He's a good driver, and yeah, if someone's driving good, then
He's underrated as well in some aspects. Really good qualifier as well.
he's an amazing qualifier. I don't know if he's underrated anymore. I think those seasons against Lewis, I think he's kind of shown everybody.
Yeah, but I mean, it is a struggling Lewis too.
Yeah, it is a struggling Lewis, but still, it's Lewis. If you're George Russell, wouldn't you take that? I'll take it any day. I'll take it, man. I mean, he did come out with that comment about if this was 5 years before, then he could have had 2
that's
drivers' championship.
That's a whole different Lewis and a whole different ball game. Kudos to him. I know when he took over for Lewis that one race, whatever, he done really well. I think he could have got a race win, but something happened.
I think
engine failure or something.
Yeah, something like that happened, and Checo
Crazy.
ended up winning the race from the back of the grid, and that probably got Red Bull to sign him.
Yeah. But it's like, I think with Russell, he's definitely up there. Would we see him competing for World Championship?
Yeah,
anytime
I
soon?
mean, if Mercedes end up keeping George,
Mhm.
and if next year all the rumors are true that Mercedes are going to be the top dogs, they're going to be the biggest competitor, then Why not?
Yeah,
He's still got more experience than Antonelli, and he is outperforming Antonelli still.
you expect that.
Yeah, so why not? He could win a championship next year. Who knows?
Oh, I think so.
But can you win one now? If the upgrades are that good to compete against the McLarens, would you say George is better than Oscar and Lando?
Ooh, that's a good question. So, if George was in like a McLaren,
Yeah,
for say, it's hard. That was really hard. I'll be
I'm gonna
real.
say yes.
What, better than Lando or Piastri?
Both.
Both.
I think he's better than both.
Wow.
Yeah, I think he's better than both. I think George he's a top driver. I think in terms of pace, look, Lando's faster than Oscar. He is faster than Oscar. It's just Oscar's got better racecraft about him, better race management, cooler head. I think George is rapid. He is fast.
But I mean,
He's got good time management. We saw his performances in Spa.
But he does have moments where, especially like, all right, watch this, right? During races, we often do see him qualify better than Lewis. But often enough, I've seen races where Lewis is climbing the grid and George is decreasing. You know what I mean? He's going back. Sometimes I see like moments where Singapore happened. I remember he like literally he binned it like last lap or second to last lap. And like, you know, he has these little moments in him. Like I can argue Lando's had more moments. I can't argue that, yes.
I think he's better than Lando. It's the question of George and Oscar. I think that's the main question. Lando is fast. There's no doubting it. It's just everything else he just lacks on.
That is true.
But George is fast.
Exactly.
George this year, especially in qualies, he's shown that he can take pole away. He can separate the McLarens. He can put his Mercedes in between both McLarens and cause a disruption with the Mercedes. So I just think, can you imagine what you would do?
But it's not a shit Mercedes like that. It's still
it's
one of
not
the best Mercedes.
It's not, but it's not a McLaren. It's not a McLaren. It's not a McLaren. So yeah, I'd take George. I think he's improving though. He is definitely that driver who's got a temperament.
But who's had more race wins though? Who's had more race wins?
How what? Oscar and George?
Yeah. No, not Oscar. Lando.
Yeah, we know. Look, McLarens are in the dominant era. George hasn't been in Mercedes where they've been dominant.
Okay. No comment.
Yeah, but I think how many race wins does George have? I think he's got 2 or 3.
He had Brazil. He had
Vegas.
Oh, and he had a disqualification where he basically.
He's got 3 race wins.
That
one where Lando and Max touched.
Oh yeah, he inherited that win, didn't he?
But you got to be in it to win it.
Yeah, true.
He's got 3 race wins. I think Oscar's on 6 now. It's not that far off. He's acting like he's just like massive. He's acting like it's like, oh, like Lewis has 100 wins. Like, how many race wins does George have? Nah, man, come off it. Go give some props to George. I think he's good.
Yeah, you know, I'll but I don't know. I think Lando's still up there. Like, he's always been the one guy I've been kind of watching out for as well myself. But I think it's fairly close. It is really close between those two.
Weirdly enough, I'm actually rooting for Lando a little bit more. Yeah,
wow.
I'm rooting for Lando a little bit more because I want a bow.
That's crazy.
I want a bow because if we're not getting the entertainment we need at the moment, and if other teams can't do it, then if it's an internal battle, please give us a battle.
Yeah, facts.
We need something.
But we'll get something soon. It's cooking. I think.
I don't know whether we get it in Imola. Imola is one of those tracks where it's hard to overtake. So it might be another one of those classic get pole and you win.
Yeah, I think so. So who are you predicting?
No, we'll get to the Imola prediction.
Oh, holding your cards close, yeah?
No, we'll get there. We've got to do qualies. We've got to do the race wins as well. But we need to talk about other upgrades. Red Bull. They brought in a new floor in Miami, but only Max had the new floor. And I think Yuki Tsunoda should be getting the new floor for Imola, and they probably have more time with the free practice to sort of find the balance, and
dial it
because
in.
I don't think they had the time to do it in Miami because of the sprint weekend.
And that's the problem with bringing upgrades during a sprint. Less time to really dial in those upgrades and see what
Don't
they
get
can
me
do.
started on sprints. I'm not going to start on sprints because that's a whole different thing. But yeah, I mean, I'm not sure if they're bringing in anything else. I mean, there's been talks about them replicating McLaren's tire cooling system. I don't know whether it's in Imola, if they're going to bring it in Spain. I reckon it's just a new floor. Maybe they're just going to tinker with it, try to find the balance, and run with it. Because I think they could probably rely on Max to get pole and just hold position. Because Imola is that track. Get pole, you're in a good position to just win the race. So yeah, let's see with Red Bull's upgrades. I think Mercedes is the one that's bringing in a lot more. So I'll be interested to see where Mercedes fare up. But Ferrari, no upgrades.
They've been very wishy-washy, because I remember beforehand they were actually talking a big game for Imola. They were going to bring upgrades in there, but I've realized that because they don't really understand much about their car, they've had moments where I think now they just want to focus on fixing whatever it is that they have to fix fundamentally with the rear and the ride height. Because I know right now the pace is actually in the car. Lewis has even admitted it, and on a good day we've seen the Ferrari do well. Like was it Bahrain? We actually seen a impressive drive from Lewis, just climbing through the field very nicely. But it's just these moments where just getting it in that window is just too thin of a window to get through. I think all they need to do right now is focus on just having the car in a balanced situation where they can just always put it in the optimum window just from the jump. And once they get that handled, they can think about the upgrades.
They should be thinking about the upgrades already. They should be. I think I read that they are bringing upgrades in Spain. So I think what's the calendar like? I think it's Imola, Monaco. I'm not sure if it's Monaco, Canada, then Spain, or if it's Monaco, Spain. I think it's Monaco, Canada, then Spain.
Yeah, I think
so.
So
3 more races of this current Ferrari package.
Yeah, hopefully they are understanding more.
They can master their current package, and then when they bring upgrades, they can.
Yeah, but they just need to find the optimal window and just get this car working again, man. Because bloody hell, man, it sucks just seeing them fight for 6, 7, and 8s. Really, that's
they are midfield car.
Sad to say that, isn't it?
They are fighting midfields battles with
fighting
Williams.
Signs, yeah, it's crazy.
They fight Hadjar. I've seen Hamilton fight Hadjar a bunch of times now. I still feel like there's always like a Hadjar Hamilton battle.
Yeah,
but
you know what?
Hamilton always beats him.
I just been creeping up. You know, he's been a silent assassin himself.
One of the best rookies, if not the best.
But for next year, it's gonna be interesting because Red Bull has another prodigy, don't they?
Yeah, what's his name?
It always skips me.
It's a funny name. I forgot the name.
I decided to.
He was like the youngest F2 race winner.
Yeah, he's like 17 or something, isn't it? He's a pup. But he's gonna be their next answer to Max Verstappen by the looks of it.
If Max leaves, then
they're gonna need him, mate.
But I don't think they're gonna put him straight away in. I mean, who knows? They did that Antonelli with Mercedes, and it's working out.
That's why I think right now it's Lawson that's really at stake right now, because Hadjar, I think he'll keep his seat for the years to come.
Hadjar could get promoted if he keeps going the way he is.
Oof, I know, he's dangerous. And Lawson, I think Lawson's days are numbered.
They're coming to an end.
Sad to say, you know, I feel for him. I mean, he's a good guy. He does what any typical racer should have. You know, the ego. You know, the I'm better. You know what I'm saying? He has that in him. You know, he has a dog, but at the same time,
he's got that dog in him.
Well, what good is a dog that don't bite? You know, just.
He's one of those like small dogs that's just all bark, no talk.
Or the Jack Russells.
Yeah, it's just small dog mentality. They're always up for a fight. When the big dog comes, they just silenced.
It's a shame, you know, the irony where he was fighting Checo, and now he became Checo. He took Checo's place.
Worse, he got replaced after 2.
Oh yeah, Checo did. Yeah, Checo at least got some race wins out. Lawson, I like you. Don't worry. You're cool with me.
He's lying. He's chatted so much shit about you before.
Is camera still on?
Alright, cool. Now we can get into the race predictions.
Oh,
But okay, quali predictions first.
Oh, quali's easy. Quali, I think
in order. Your top 3.
Oh, okay. Quali, I think Lando. I think Lando has some shit to prove. I don't know. I always try to judge it on, you know, their mentality. I think Max is gonna be in that mix. He usually is. P2. I think it'll be P2. P3, Piastri. It's quite a safe one, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've seen that current trend like that.
Yeah, it's hard not to go with that. Whether these Mercedes upgrades are going to do anything, I'm going to go slightly different. I'll go Max P1 just because his quali form has been.
This is the best track as well.
Yeah, and he's won Imola
3 times.
Yeah, he's done well at Imola, and the trend I'm seeing, he's getting pole in the more technical tracks, Japan and Jeddah, the proper circuits, and Imola is a very technical track.
Oh, they're both chasing fourths. Piastri and Verstappen. Verstappen trying to get his 4th win in a row for Imola, and Piastri trying to get his 4th.
His 4th win in a row. Imola. I was thinking, what 4th is Max going for? So he's really got 4 championships. Yeah, I mean, Oscars could easily do 4 race wins. Why not? But yeah, I'll go Max for pole, and I'll go Lando 2nd. And I'm going to go George Russell 3rd. I think he's going to separate McLarens. I think he's going to have something to say. His quali form has been good. I don't think it's outlandish to say George in the mix. Why not? He's been good. I think he's fast in quali, and yeah, I think he can do something.
Okay.
I think he'd definitely be in the top 3, George. Whether he's 3rd, 1st, or 2nd. But that is my top 3, and in that order, I'm going Max, Lando, George.
So where's Pierre then?
4th.
4th. Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
I just think Lando usually is better as a qualifying driver than Oscar. I think he's only got 1 pole, which is crazy to think, because from last season he was in flying form with qualifying.
Oh yes, definitely.
But he's not had pole since Australia, which was the first race of the season, which is surprising. But he has the pace. I think he's just messing up here and there. But yeah, as you said, I think mentality-wise, he needs to bounce back. He needs to get a race win on the board to kind of cut that deficit against Piastri.
Oh yeah, he needs to come out fighting, mate. I
think these next 2 tracks are his best chances. Monaco, these are pole race tracks. Like, you get pole, you're in prime position.
Oh yeah,
to win the race on Sunday. So that's how important pole is for the next 2 race weekends here at Imola and in Monaco.
Yeah, that's gonna say a lot, man. And yeah, I don't see Rari and the Rari boys. The Rari boys aren't really going to be much of a thing for this one, to be honest. I'll be happy if either of them make it in the top 5. To be fair, I'll walk away with my heart for this one.
Yes. I could probably see Albon really outperforming them.
Oh, jeez.
But he has been, though. Albon has been outperforming them in quali, though.
Jeez, man.
Lewis, jeez, guys.
Just leave me to it.
I could see Albon outperforming them. Why not? He's done it quite a lot this season already. And if Ferrari aren't bringing upgrades, then yeah, I can't see them progressing unless they do really make strides in making the most of their current package.
It's about them it's about them understanding the car. Hopefully they can find something out, mate.
They crack the code.
They need Sherlock Holmes on this shit, man. They need to find whatever is wrong with this and fix it now. Now, Ferrari. Fred, I'm looking at you. You need to finish it. Get all your shit. Get it together.
But on Fred, I saw some on Twitter that some people asking questions whether they should keep Fred.
It's too soon. That's too soon, man. It's too soon. Like, you know what? At the same time, it's weird because last year we were saying Fred, like, yo, well
Fred's
done.
the man. Fred's
You're
the
the
man.
man. And then like this, nah, man, let him cook. He's in a weird conundrum right now. But you know what? Like, let him give him another year or two to work on it. Then we can have that discussion.
But it is a decision that they would want to make now because it's going to the next regulation.
Ferrari's been doing this for ages, man. They every time they how much team principals have they been through right now?
A lot.
And has it worked?
Not since 2007.
He's so far the most competent I've seen. Man, that says a lot about Ferrari right now.
Most competent.
All right, who would you say right now is the most likely to like
replace him to come in
and do a better job?
Gunter Steiner. He's free. He's available. Why not?
Wait, I saw when he left Haas done better.
They did.
Like, you know,
we just bring Gunter in for the vibes. Bring him in for the vibes. Why not? I feel like Ferrari are just vibes team. They're just a fashion team. They are. It's like Leclerc comes in with his dog, and everyone's like, "Oh my gosh!" And they all look good in red. Lewis looks good in red. Leclerc looks good in red. Girls love them both.
I mean, Ferrari.
And they're just stylish, aren't they? It's Ferrari.
Yeah, man.
I feel like they kind of feed off of the brand.
Yeah, I mean, when you think about it, when you have to come into it with your sponsored team, you're driving into the paddock in a Ferrari. Like, think about it. I mean, Mercedes is cool, but he's driving in a Ferrari, man. Like, that's boast, bro. That's swag right there.
But would you just be happy with that as an F1 driver?
Nah, man. You want to win, man. Like, Ferraris are not meant to be at P7, P8s. You're driving a Ferrari, mate. You're not meant to be getting blown out.
My question is, it's not been talked about or anything like that. It's something that I made up in my mind. That do you think that Leclerc should inquire about the Mercedes seat for next year? Just because I feel like Max is still a bit of a long shot. A part of me believes that he probably still will remain with Red Bull next season, win or lose the championship. But Leclerc, you know, if I was Leclerc, and if you are serious about winning a championship, and being in Ferrari for the last couple of years and seeing what Ferrari is about, I'd probably lost all hope by now if I was him in the Ferrari, and I'd be thinking, I'm better than George. I'm probably the second or third best driver on the grid. Toto would want him. Why not? And if I was serious, I'd go to Mercedes. I'll go to Toto and say, look, I want that seat.
Oh, but I'm a sucker for the story, man. Then I was that story about him and his dad, man. You know, on the deathbed, he said, "No, I'm with Ferrari." You know, and he won that home race.
Yeah, but he's done it now. He's won at Monaco.
No, he has to bring the championship. He has to win the championship with Ferrari.
It's hard for him because it's hard for any driver to not. You know, they want to be everyone wants to be a Ferrari driver. It's like the Real Madrid of F1. It's like everybody wants to play for the biggest team. Everyone wants to be wearing the red. But he's done it. He's driven that car. He's raced in red. He's got race wins. Yeah, he wants to win the championship. And I feel like, Leclerc is so ingrained into the brand of Ferrari. When you think Leclerc, you think Ferrari.
Oh, yeah, facts. For Mercedes, feels weird even like.
Yeah, but then he could be a driver's champion. Isn't that what it's all about at the end of the day?
But I mean, Ferrari made good cars too. Like when you think about 2022, like they had a good car, but
that was the last competitive car for a drivers' championship. I mean, it did go down halfway through the season, but
yeah,
they were so competitive.
Can you imagine there was a point where
they were front runners.
Yeah, and then there was a point in the season it was getting overtaken by a W13. Oh. Is this wrong?
But I think Leclerc did still finish second in the drivers' championship that year.
Yeah, he done fairly well. Like, this is what I mean. Like, it's like, I think that Newey thing messed him up. Like, I feel like Newey was gonna come in. Like, I know he had a lot more ownership and a lot more say in what he was gonna do, but I think that's what they needed. They needed someone to just do a whole overhaul, man. They need to fix up a lot of the whole things that they're doing over there. Like, the whole structure seems like it's very reliant on old-fashioned values and tradition and all these other things. But
They did need to change it for sure. But you didn't answer my question. If you were Leclerc, would you go to Mercedes? Like, if the option was there for you, if you're Leclerc and you have a very good chance of taking
and they have with the engine for 2026,
and you know that Mercedes are gonna be the shit next year. If you're Leclerc, would you go? Would you care too much about your brand?
I'll come back once. I'll do it. Fuck it. I'll go for Mercedes, and who knows? Well, I'll probably go back to Ferrari. Just to
but that'd be such a big like. I think Ferrari would take it to heart if he did that. And I think fans.
Oh, just go be a championship. I'll go be a championship driver somewhere else.
Yeah, let me come back for the vibes.
I'll come back.
That's it. I mean, it sounds great though, isn't it? It's like, if you could do it, then why wouldn't you do it, right? Finish.
It's like you just go there to retire. It's just go there to retire.
It's Ferrari though. They are a retirement home. They've been a retirement home for over a decade now.
Vettel for
Alonso, Vettel, Raikkonen. But granted, Raikkonen did win his championship with them, but he did go back.
Yeah.
And then they finished with Alfa Romeo. He went back, didn't win. Leclerc, still there, but he's a Ferrari project, obviously still today. He might even just finish with Ferrari with 0 championships. Can you imagine?
That'd be such a shame. Such a good qualifier. He's been improving a lot in the race. And fair play, he did have moments where, even in 22, you saw like he did have cock-ups as well in it. But as a driver, he has matured a lot.
He's improved
a lot.
Time management's been great.
But yeah, Ferrari is both like, it's both a big plus for him, but at the same time, it's a crutch as well, holding him back. Yeah, sometimes
Got to make big decisions.
I know, man.
I'd go. But all right, cool. We're rambling. Let's go over to our race prediction, which I feel like it's just going to be our quali prediction, because it is one of those tracks.
Yeah, like give or take 1 or 2 positions, but I think that's going to depend on turn 1, to be fair.
Could see a couple collisions, or maybe rain. Imola, rain maybe. Nah, I hope it's not raining for that one. I think that track is quite already. Rain does make it interesting though at the same time, but
true.
Without rain, we get DRS, and there is an overtaking possibility down into turn 1, DRS open. You can do it. It's just dirty air.
Thanks.
The dirty air championship strikes again.
It is, mate.
So yeah, I'm gonna stick with it. I'm gonna go Max, Lando, George.
Max, Lando, George. I feel like
give or take, as you said.
I'm just swapping drivers. I'm just putting Lando first. Max, George.
Oscar, yeah. No, you said Oscar. Don't say
Did
George. Yeah. Don't bring my boy into. Don't bring George. Backtracking.
No, man. But yeah, but anyway, my quali predictions more or less the same, innit? You know what I mean? Yeah.
All right. Let's do who will be the biggest loser, like a driver you think will perform poorly.
Alonso.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not been a couple L's. Yeah, he's not been. So you're going with Alonso?
Yeah, but I think let's make it more interesting, right? Like, it's easy to kind of say, like, to pick on those teams.
The old.
But who would you say? What about someone that, if you were to say something that would surprise the viewers,
like a big shock of the
Yeah.
a big shock. Alonso beating Stroll. Don't be that. I love Alonso. Alonso, if you're listening to this, and I think you will be, but
He means all of it.
I love you.
He means everything.
No, I love you, Alonso. Yeah, it's a tough one. I can't really see too many shocks for this race weekend. I think my big shock might be if Mercedes race win. Yeah, I'll go with that. With the upgrades they bring in, and hopefully the upgrades do work, then yeah, a race win would be quite good. It's a different constructor adding to the race win. There'll be 4 race winners now.
God damn.
I'll go with that. Or maybe Colapinto beating Gasly. First race. Yeah, that could be a good one.
Ooh, that's actually a good one. That is a good one.
You can't copy me, by the way. Here, need this.
I don't want to.
No, you got to go one.
All right, the biggest shock. The biggest shock is a Ferrari 1-2. A Ferrari 1-2. Can you imagine?
But you're kind of pointing out the obvious. Something realistic.
All right, cool. Ooh, the dagger. He just.
No, but come on, something realistic.
All right, so fuck off. I'm not gonna say that. Not realistic. No, something that's just a shock, right? A shock would be
a realistic shock.
A shock would be, yeah. I'll say a Kimi win.
Oh no, hang on. That's pretty much the same thing along the same lines. I said a Mercedes win.
Yeah, I didn't think Kimi. That's a big shock. That's it is.
Unoriginal.
Everybody would have.
All right, cool.
Everybody would have thought Russell.
All right, fine, fair enough. Fair enough, but it's along the same lines. It's fine. I'll let you have it. You found a loophole.
Right. No, Alonso wins.
Yeah, again, not realistic.
Alonso gets
not a realistic.
Alonso gets top 5.
But another good one could be Albon podium. But
what, realistic? Actually, you know,
somewhat.
Somewhat.
Williams do well. I mean, if he qualifies well, then it's that type of track that if you can hold position.
I can see him being like a P5 to P7
or maybe
range.
or maybe like the people ahead. If he's in P4, if whoever's in front in P3 have a bad pit stop, he can gain a position. You know.
What about Sainz?
What about him? No, but I just don't think he's performing at the level of Albon. But Albon has the advantage. He's been there. Yeah, he's a Williams boy. He's been a Williams boy for some time now. He knows the car. He understands it better. So that's why I'm favoring Albon.
Okay.
Which is fair.
Yeah, that's fair. And biggest loser? Biggest loser for me.
You already said your biggest. You said Alonso.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I did, didn't I? Yeah.
My biggest loser is Ferrari. I just think it's going to be another one of those weekends for Ferrari. I think stay tuned for another great radio showdown between Lewis and Ferrari. And maybe even Charles and Ferrari. Let's see.
You know, they have been delivering in the radio.
Yeah, they have.
They've been delivering.
Long may it continue, because I think we are loving the entertainment.
We're gonna make some shirts, guys. Just be on the lookout for it as well. Oh, best quotes, mate.
They do, and yeah, I'm gonna go with them. I know it's kind of a easy.
Yeah, it's an easy target, isn't it?
Yeah. Definitely go with Ferrari. I think they will bring me a result. We should do a point system of our predictions and who's right. We can do a point tally of like who's a bit more accurate on race wins. And
you know what's funny? It's funny he didn't put on a list of stuff to talk about, and it's actually we have a secret championship, guys, that he doesn't want to talk about.
I don't want to talk about it.
I know he doesn't want to talk about it.
It's a crazy bet I put on.
So we put a bet on, right? That between Kick Sauber and Haas, Kick Sauber would actually beat Haas.
They started well in Australia, and I said this before Australia, and they did score some valuable points. It's crazy. They outscored themselves
already. I mean, it's a plus.
But I go for it because I think the Sauber boys, Hulkenberg and Bortoleto, that driver lineup is solid. I love Hulkenberg. I think he's amazing. And Bortoleto, the F2 champion. It's a shame. It's a shame out of all the rookies, the F2 champion is being cursed with the worst seat in F1. I hate how F1 works in that way sometimes. But yeah, I think those two are the best drivers
I mean,
lineup.
if you put those two in a Haas, I think they'll do really well.
They would. They would. Yeah. But I also do think, like, you can see it with Hulkenberg, he's outperforming that car. He's putting it in places.
It shouldn't even be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think comparing Haas and Sauber is a good comparison because you've got the more experienced head in Ocon and Hulkenberg, and you've got the two rookies, Behrman and Bortoleto.
Oh. Who's the one rookie you think's actually doing good so far in your eyes? Like, you know, outperform expectations.
We can't include Antonelli because he's in the best seat out of all the rookies. I'd have to go Hadjar. For sure. Hadjar's been very consistent. He's placing the car in the top 10s in quali, and he's got some race points on the board. Obviously, Duan's gone. He didn't perform. I think Ollie Behrman's been really good in the race, but his quali form, we see him climb the field because he qualifies poorly, whereas Hadjar qualifies well and he stays consistent. He remains in the top 10. If he does drop down from the top 10, he's either 11th or 12th, which isn't too far off. But yeah, I'd say Hadjar.
I think he's definitely shot in the world. But he took the 2 I would take. That's annoying. And he can't say Kimi.
But it is the answer though, isn't it? It's not a thing that,
I think Bortoleto seems good, but it's just sad he's in the one car. I don't think you see footage of they're so far back, you don't really see the kick salvers. I'll be real, like, during the race.
I would have liked Bortoleto to get the Alpine seat. That would have been good to see how he would have against Gasly. That would have been a good car for him to actually, like, show what he's about.
Yeah.
But what's the worst car, the Aston Martin or the Sauber? Because I think Aston Martin were 1 lap behind in Miami.
See, that's what I don't understand, right? Because how do you go from a car that gave Alonso 8 podiums, and since then you've just been taking gradual steps back?
Just these upgrades that weren't really upgrades.
I think I get nervous every time they bring an upgrade because it's like
for any team, yeah. What do you call it? Then they're only updates.
Yes, until they're proven to be upgrades.
Yeah. Which is a good one to kind of go by. So right now, Mercedes updates are coming
soon.
Let's see. But yeah, I think that covers everything.
Well, I think so as well.
Yeah, guys, stay tuned. We'll have Imola review, and we'll be going over everything that's happened in the race.
Oh yes, 100%, mate. 100%. Want to see how these updates do?
Updates, yeah. Keyword updates.
Or predictions.
Yeah.
See how they fare out.
And I think I'll be ahead in the points, my predictions. I think I gave some good ones. See, trying to copy with Mercedes at the end of their surprise answer. You got you thinking, like, maybe Ali might be onto something. But all right, guys, thank you for listening and see you next time.
Cheers.